Konnichiwa, Mina, and it's now time for the next game of the 2017 PFA playoffs. Last time out was the beginning of the divisional round, where the Manhattan Greens beat the Oakland Majors 20-3 to advance to the National Conference Championship for the first time ever. We still got to wait for their opponents, San Antonio at Birmingham, to play out the final who's going to host the title game. But now we're down on the Southwest to see the first division round action in the Century Conference, as it's the Miami Sharks visiting the El Paso Mustangs on a quite cold night. I'm sure Miami and El Paso, too, for that matter, are probably not going to be used to this, as this is the first time they're both playing each other, and of course this is the first time El Paso is playing in the playoffs. They're not used to this kind of weather, and this is going to be quite an interesting showdown between two of the better teams in the league. Remember, El Paso was supposed to be the better teams last year, only to shit the bed and miss the playoffs completely, only to make the playoffs this year. Miami was supposed to be a team that was favored to make it to the PFA Bowl 2. They kind of struggled, finished 13-5, but hey, they still have a chance. And it's going to be one exciting duel between two of the better quarterbacks in the league, Miami's Anthony McCormick and El Paso's James Fabinovidox. So let's get this game underway, the second game of the divisional round, as the Miami Sharks visit the El Paso Mustangs. So the game started with Miami getting the ball, and they returned it 46 yards. What a big return to start the game. Starting at the El Paso 49. Talk about a nice start for Miami. So 1st and 10, they went for a pass that completed for 9 yards. On 2nd and 1, they went for a run that gained 5 yards, as Miami has the first down at the El Paso 35. On 1st and 10, they went for a pass that was complete for 4 yards. On 2nd and 6, they went for a pass again that completed for 4 yards. And on 3rd and 2, they went for a run that gained 3 yards and another first down. They get them at the 24. 1st and 10, they went for a pass completed for 8 yards. On 2nd and 2, they went for a pass that was incomplete, though. And on 3rd and 2, they went for a run that gained 5 yards and another first down right at the El Paso 11. So 1st and 10, they went for a pass that was incomplete. On 2nd and 9, they went for a pass that completed 9 yards to get them at the El Paso 2. And on 3rd and 1, they went for another pass and into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. The extra point was good. And just like that, quick strike, less than 5 minutes, Miami leading 7-0 early in the first quarter. So wow, El Paso's defense really seemed to be a little bit rusty right there, letting Miami score like that. So El Paso got the ball back, no return, starting after their 20. 1st and 10, they went for a pass that completed for 8 yards. On 2nd 2, they ran with Allen Davis, who gained 1 yard. And on 3rd 1, they gave it to Allen Davis again, who ran for 7 yards and got the first down. On 1st and 10, they went for a pass that was incomplete. On 2nd 10, went back to pass, and Fabinovidox was sacked, suffered a 9-yard loss too. Holy crap. And on 3rd and 19, went back to pass again and suffered another sack. Oh my God, back-to-back sacks. Lost 6 yards, which made it 4th and 25, so El Paso decided to punt the ball back to Miami. Wow, what a terrible start for El Paso so far. On 1st and 10 for Miami, starting at their 50, thanks to a bad punt. They went for a run that gained nothing. On 2nd 10, they went for a pass that completed for 7 yards to give them in El Paso territory. On 3rd and 3, they went to run, but gained 2 yards, 1 yard short. So they punted the ball back to El Paso. So they started off at their 20 again. 1st and 20, they went for a pass that completed for 12 yards, got the first down. On 1st and 10, they went for another pass that completed for 34 yards to Allen Davis, too, to get him at the Miami 34. Holy crap. On 1st and 10, they went for a pass that completed just 1 yard. On 2nd 9, they went for another pass again that was incomplete. And on 3rd 9, they decided to give it to James Fabinovidox, and he delivered with a 33-yard run and into the end zone to tie the game up after the extra point. And with that, 2:12 remaining in the first quarter, this game is tied up at 7. Alright, so with that quick strike, game tied. So Miami got the ball back, returned it 31 yards to get them at their 36. So 1st and 10, they went to pass it and gained 3 yards. On 2nd 7, they went to pass it again and completed for 11 yards for another first down. So on 1st and 10 at midfield, went for a pass, complete for 8 yards to get into El Paso territory. On 2nd and 2, they went for a run that gained 6 yards to convert another first down. And on 1st and 10, they went for another run that gained 2 yards. And with that, the first quarter is over as the game's tied at 7 apiece. So starting up the second quarter, 2nd and 8, they went to pass and complete for 7 yards. And then the next play, they suffered a false start penalty, which pushed them back 5 yards. So 3rd and 6, they went to pass it and completed 10 yards to get the first down. And on the next play, they suffered another penalty, which pushed them back 10 more yards. So 1st and 20, they went for a run, gained nothing. 2nd and 20, they went for a run, that gained just 1 yard. On 3rd and 19, they went for a run, that gained just 6 yards. So it's 4th and 13 at the El Paso 25-yard line. They decided to go for the 42-yard field goal, and it was good. And with that, Miami now leads 10-7 with just 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter. All right, so with Miami once again having the lead back, El Paso got the ball, no return, starting for their 20. So 1st and 10, they went for a run, that gained nothing. On 2nd and 10, they went to pass, but was sacked once again and lost 6 yards. Oh my goodness, that's 3 sacks already in this game. So on 3rd and 16, they went to run it, got 13 yards, but then fumbled the ball, and Miami recovered it. Oh my God, what a devastating turnover that was for El Paso. What a blown opportunity right there to get a whole bunch of yards. So Miami now at the El Paso 27, went for a pass and completed for 6 yards. On 2nd and 4, they went for another pass that completed 11 yards to get them at the El Paso 10. On 1st and 10, they went for a run that lost 5 yards. Holy crap, pushed Miami back back to the 15. So 2nd and goal, they went for a run that gained 9 yards. And at 3rd and goal to El Paso 6, they once again went for a pass and completed 6 yards in for the score. And now Miami has a 10-point lead with just 7:57 remaining in the first half. All right, now with the 10-point lead, El Paso once again got the ball back, returned it 34 yards to get them at their 26. I know, weird. 26 yards, 34-yard game. Anyways, starting off 1st and 10, they went for a run that gained 7 yards. So on 2nd and 3, they went for a pass that was incomplete. And on 3rd and 3, they went for another run that gained 6 yards to convert the first down. On 1st and 10, they went for a run that gained 6 yards. On 2nd and 4, they went for a run that gained 2 yards. And on 3rd and 2 near midfield, they went for a pass that completed 18 yards for the first down to get them into Miami territory. On 1st and 10, they went for a pass that was incomplete. On 2nd and 10, they went for another pass that was incomplete again. And then 3rd and 18, they went for another pass that was incomplete. Oh my goodness, 3 incomplete passes, wow. And so they punted the ball back, once again wasting a scoring opportunity. So Miami once again got the ball back. 1st and 10 at their 20, they went for a run that gained 2 yards. On 2nd and 8, they went for another run that gained 2 yards. And on 3rd and 6, they went for another run that gained just 3 yards. So on a 4th down situation, they punted the ball back. El Paso got the ball starting off at their 20. 1st and 10, they went for a run that gained 9 yards. On 2nd and 1, they went for another run that gained 3 yards in the first down. 1st and 10, they went for another run that gained 5 yards. On 2nd and 5, they went for another run that got 7 yards in the first down. Jeez, they got to start getting a whole bunch more yards than that. Even Alec Davis needs to do better than that. But then the next play, the Mustangs suffered a holding penalty, which pushed them back 15 yards. So now 1st and 20, or 10 yards. 1st and 20 at their 34, they went for a run that lost 3 yards. On 2nd and 23, they went for another run with just a minute remaining, I must remind you, with that gained 5 yards. On 3rd and 18, they went for another run that gained 8 yards, short of the first down by 10 yards. So they punted the ball back to Miami, who didn't bother returning it. And with that, the first half is over as Miami leads El Paso 17-7. All right, so we start the second half with El Paso getting the ball to start off, no return. So 1st and 10, they went back to pass, but Fabin Obanox got sacked again. Holy crap, unbelievable. So pushed back 7 yards. However, the next play, they suffered a penalty before the Sharks suffered a penalty, so gave the El Paso the 10 extra yards, means 7 extra yards back. So starting 1st and 10 at their 23, they went for a pass that completed 15 yards and got to the 38. On 1st and 10, they went for a run that gained 6 yards. On 2nd and 4, they went for another run that gained 2 yards. And on 3rd and 2, they went to run it again and fell short. Didn't gain enough yards for the first down. So they punted the ball back to Miami, who suffered a penalty in the first play doing an illegal formation. So 1st and 15 at their 13, they went to pass, completed for 9 yards. On 2nd and 6, they went to pass again and completed for 4 yards. On 3rd and 2, they went to pass it, but was incomplete. So they punted the ball back to El Paso. On 1st and 10, start at the 32. James Fabinovic went back to pass and threw a giant bomb to his wide receiver, Arthur Pitts, who went 68 yards untouched for the touchdown to cut the deficit. And the extra point was good. And with that, just 8:08 remaining, Miami now leads El Paso 17-14. All right, with that deficit cut, Miami got the ball back and they returned it 4 yards to start off at their 11. On 1st and 10, they went for a run that gained 3 yards. On 2nd and 7, they went for another run that gained 2 yards. And on 3rd and 5, they went for a pass that was incomplete. So once again, Miami hasn't been able to get anything in the third quarter so far offensive-wise. So they punted the ball back to El Paso, who returned it 13 yards to get them to the El Paso 45. So 1st and 10, they went to pass, but suffered an illegal motion penalty, so they had to go back 5 yards. So 1st and 10, they went for a run that gained 5 yards. On 2nd and 10, they went for a pass that completed 9 yards for short of the first down marker as it had to be measured. And on 3rd and 1, they went for a run that gained 1 yard and just was enough to get the first down. On 1st and 10, now in Miami territory, they went for another pass that completed 10 yards for the first down. And now 1st and 10, they went for another pass that completed 5 yards. On 2nd and 5, they went for another pass that completed 11 yards in the first down. And thanks to an unnecessary roughness penalty in the next play by Miami, it sets up El Paso at the 2-yard line. So on 1st and goal, they went to run it in with Allen Davis, and he got in! Another touchdown! And just like that, El Paso takes their first lead of the game with just 2:42 remaining in the third quarter. Alright, so Miami now down first time this game. They got the ball back and returned it 22 yards to sum up at their 29. So on 1st and 10, they went to run it, but lost 5 yards again. Holy crap, they haven't been able to get any offense going. On 2nd and 15, they went to pass again, completed 5 yards to get that 5 yards they lost back. So 3rd and 10, they went to pass, but was incomplete. 3 free and out so far for Miami on this third quarter. Holy shit. So they punted the ball back to El Paso, who started off at their 20. 1st and 10, they went to pass and completed for 6 yards. On 2nd and 4, they went to pass again, but Fabinovic was sacked once again and lost 9 yards. Oh my goodness. And with that, on 3rd and 13, he went back to pass. He was blitzed, pressured, he made the throw, and was intercepted by Miami, who returned it 9 yards to set him up at the El Paso 7-yard line. Wow, what an incredible finish that is to end off the third quarter as El Paso leads Miami 21-17. But man, that was a big disastrous blunder right there for El Paso. Shit, Miami blitzed the hell out of them, and it paid off immensely. So the fourth quarter started, and Miami had a big blunder themselves as they had another illegal formation penalty, which forced them back 10 yards. Ouch. So 1st and 15, lost 5 yards. At the El Paso 17, they went for a pass, but Anthony McCormick suffered a 6-yard sack himself to set him up 2nd and 21 at their 23. At the El Paso 23, getting my words all mixed up. They went for a pass that completed 12 yards, and on 3rd and 9, they went to pass once again and complete 11 yards and in for the end zone. Miami retakes the lead with their third touchdown of the game, as with 13:05 remaining in the fourth quarter, Miami now leads 24-21. Alright, with that, El Paso hoping to not screw up this time around. Got the ball back, no return as they start for their 20. On 1st and 10, they went back to pass, but suffered another sack. Fabinovic's been sacked 6 times in this game, for God's sake. Thankfully for them, though, Miami had a too many men on the field penalty, which gave them back 5 yards, so they were only down 1 yard. So 2nd and 11, they went to run, lost a yard though, and then the next play, Miami suffered an offsides penalty again. Oh my goodness, they're completely undisciplined to give El Paso 5 extra yards. So 3rd and 7, they went for a run that lost 2 yards. Oh my goodness, El Paso didn't get anything on that drive. So they punted the ball back to Miami, who suffered an illegal formation penalty. What the fuck, Miami? Why are you so undisciplined this game? So 1st and 15 at their 21, they went to pass but was incomplete. On 2nd and 15, they went for another pass, run this time, gained nothing. On 3rd and 15, they went to run it again, gained just 1 yard. Wow, 4 free and outs by and large pretty much so far in this game. In a row now. So they punted the ball back to El Paso, who returned it 13 yards to give at their 39. So 1st and 10, they went to run it, gained just 4 yards. On 2nd and 6, they went to pass it and complete 11 yards to get the first down to Miami territory. 1st and 10, they went to pass it and completed 5 yards. On 2nd 5, they went to run it and gained 8 yards for the first down. On 1st and 10, they went to pass once again, completed 9 yards to get them at the Miami 24. So 2nd 1, they went to run it and completed for 3 yards and the first down. 1st and 10, the Miami 21, Fabinovic threw a huge pass and was caught in the end zone by his receiver for the 21-yard touchdown and the lead with just 6:10 remaining as Miami now leads. El Paso now leads 28-24. So now El Paso with just 6 minutes remaining has the lead as they punt the ball back to Miami. Miami's got to be a little bit worried. The only reason they got any points in the second half was because that pick from El Paso. They needed to get some offense going, which they've been struggling in this second half so far. So 1st and 10, start for their 13. They went for a pass that completed for 9 yards. On 2nd 1, they went for a run that gained 2 yards in the first down. 1st and 10, they went to pass it once again and it was incomplete. On 2nd 10, they went for another pass that was incomplete. And on 3rd and 10, they went for another pass that completed for 4 yards, 6 yards short. So instead of trying to go for it, they decided to punt the ball and hope their defense can pull off another pick like last time. So they punted the ball back to El Paso, returned it 11 yards with 3:57 remaining. On 1st and 10, El Paso went to run it with Allen Davis, who got the first down with an 11-yard run. 1st and 10, they went to run it, gained 2 yards. And then on 2nd 8, they went to pass, but was incomplete. El Paso, don't pass it, just run it pretty much. On 3rd and 8, they went to run it once again and got 18 yards as they got into Miami's territory. On 1st and 10, they went for a pass that was incomplete. On 2nd and 5, they went for a run that gained 5 yards. On 3rd and 5, they got 5 yards and the first down off a 5-yard run. And then the next play, Miami did an encroachment penalty, which gave El Paso 5 extra yards at the Miami 31. So they went to run on 1st and 5, got 4 yards. And on 2nd and 1, they went to run it and lost a yard. And with that, the game was over. El Paso held off Miami, stunned them in the second half with a defensive effort as they win 28-24 in an exciting game. What a classic this playoff game was. As we look at the stats, Miami's quarterback Anthony McCormick was 22 of 30 for 159 yards and 3 touchdowns. More completion, more touchdowns, no mistakes. However, he got outplayed by and large by James Fabinovic, who was 18 of 27, 294 yards, 3 touchdowns in that costly pick that thankfully still got them the win still. El Paso's running back Allen Davis, best running back in the league, was 23 carries, 132 yards, and a touchdown. And El Paso's wide receiver Arthur Pitts had 4 receptions for 119 yards and 2 scores, including the game winner. And Miami's linebacker Anthony Lewis had 13 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. So, very impressive job by both teams. It's tough for Miami to suffer losing, not making it to PFA Bowl 2 when they were so heavily favored. But hey, they still made the playoffs, won their first playoff game, so now they got to try and get the next step forward in 2018 as El Paso is moving on to the Century Conference Championship for the first time ever. So with that, the first half of the division round playoffs is over as we now know 2 teams that are advancing on to the next round, the Manhattan Greens and the El Paso Mustangs. But we now got to find out their opponents and find out, more importantly, who's going to host the title game, as these next 2 games are going to determine it. As next up on the list will be the Pittsburgh Blitz visiting the Chicago 71ers in the very first ever playoff rematch as they played each other in a conference championship last year. And if Chicago wins, they will host El Paso, and if Pittsburgh wins, they'll visit El Paso in the conference championship. Meanwhile, after that, in the National Conference, it's the San Antonio Longhorns visiting the Birmingham Hornets. And of course, whoever wins that, if Birmingham wins, they'll host Manhattan. But if San Antonio wins, they'll visit Manhattan. So we'll have to wait for these next 2 games to find out who's going to host the conference championship. And now we'll end off this video right here As we're now halfway through the divisional round, I can't wait for the next 2 games to find out who's going to host the conference championships. So see you next time as our next game, the huge rematch from last year as Pittsburgh visits Chicago. See you then.